GarageBand. Here's how to do a simple song. Open GarageBand, then on the cross, create a new song. Screen will come up with instruments. I like to start out with the drums. And there are a lot of options for drums. In this case, I'm going to use a simple acoustic drum set that I will play with my fingers. You will have a choice to change to different drum sets, but I'm going to stick with the SoCal set. Make sure we turned the metronome on. I'm going up to settings so that we can select a tempo. You can either tap the tempo in with your finger, or you can use the arrows to change it to whatever you want. And that will be the tempo of the song. And then we're going to back out of that. And if you just hit the screen, that will close. These are some other options you won't need, but they're there and something you can explore later. So we back out. Now we got the drum set. If you need any help, you can always hit that little question mark and it will label stuff on the screen. Anyway, here we go. We're going to hit the red button. It will count us in. And I play a simple little drum part. It's just mostly the bass drum and the snare. Then we're going to go back to the track and double tap the track, hit settings, and you'll notice the word quantization. It is on, and it's 16th notes. That'll keep your drums in time. So the track will probably sound better than you played it, which is a good thing. Next, I'm going to create another drums track using the same set. That way I can play the hi-hat and cymbals. Once again, hit the red dot. Play whatever you want. And when it is done, the part will automatically be quantized. And now you have cymbals on one track and some drums on the first track. Next, I'm going to add another track. Press the plus sign at the bottom left of the screen to add another track. And this time, we're going to add a bass. You can select different basses. There's synthesizer basses, electric basses. In this case, I'm going to use this Hofner Beatles style bass. And then we're going to click back to the tracks, double click the track you just recorded. You'll see settings on the top right. Oh, I'm sorry. In this case, we're going to edit because we have a wrong note in there. The last note that I played was wrong and it's too short. So if you hit edit, it'll bring up this screen. You can drag the note where you want it to be, as well as making it longer, which I will do in a second. So now I'm putting the note where I want it to be so it's the correct note. Then you simply touch the note and drag it a little bit to make it longer. Now you'll notice some of the notes may not be perfectly lining up with the grid, so we go to settings, double tap, settings, quantization, and I'm setting it to 16th notes. And then all you have to do is tap the screen and you're out. So what happens is now the bass notes are on time and I've corrected the one wrong note. Now I'm going to add another track, this time a guitar. I'm switching to the acoustic. You hit the record button and go. It's kind of fun playing with these instruments because you actually have to play them as opposed to having a piano keyboard. Makes it more exciting. Anytime you don't like what you did, all you have to do is hit that little back arrow up on the top and it'll erase it. Once again, I'm quantizing this using settings. There you have it. Everything is perfectly timed. Finally, one more track I'm going to add is a keyboard. And there are a lot of sounds that you can select. And so the thing to do is just go through them until you find something you like. I decided to use this rather loud lead sound. And so if you don't like what you did, hit that little arrow thing up on the top and it will erase it and you can do it again. Go back to the tracks, and once again I quantize that track, which will get everything in time. But the next problem, it's not really a problem, but something you will have to do is open up the mixing board and adjust the volumes. Do that by sliding that track area to the right with your finger, and then microscopic with it to get more editing ability, click the mixing board icon at the top of the screen and you can add effects. Like, notice a quick reverb and some echo on that lead track, which makes it sound a lot better. And I brought the cymbals down a little bit on the drums. You can select whatever track you want, and each track will have its own set of parameters that you can change. Mostly what you want to do is just experiment and have fun, because there is a lot you can do with GarageBand for sure. When you're finally done, close the file by hitting the icon on the left top. Then if you click the title of the song, you can name it whatever you want and say done. And there it is. You've just recorded a song on GarageBand.
Hey everybody, Ashley here. I am the sewing mentor at Studio NPL, and I am really excited to share a book with you I found at the library, and this is The Mood Guide to Fabric and Fashion. It's awesome. As a textile nerd, I got my degree at Middle Tennessee State University in textiles and design, and you spend an entire semester, 2 semesters, of just textile classes. And this book is an abbreviated version of this. Now, if you have ever watched Project Runway, you might already be familiar with the famous Mood fabric store. It's a massive treasure trove of textiles. You can find basically any version of fabric you could ever want. And if they don't have it, they can try to help you find it because they are so knowledgeable and know the industry so well. So it's only natural that they created a book detailing the history of the store and its rise to fame. In the intro of the book is a story woven of a Syrian immigrant fleeing his homeland due to violent conflict. He met the love of his life and they moved to the US to start their own store in the famous New York garment district. And eventually it has become the most famous fabric store in the world. To give an example of how popular the store is, they sell 1 million yards of fabric per year. That is a lot of fabric. So part of the magic of what makes Mood an amazing source of fabric is that They're able to source leftover fabrics from big designers such as Oscar de la Renta, Dior, Givenchy, Marc Jacobs at a fraction of the original price. So the design houses are having these fabrics created and designed specifically for their collections through the factory, which is not available for just consumers off the street. They may or may not use all of this fabric at all. It might just be completely taken out of a collection. Mood can come in and buy those at wholesale prices, and they sell them to anyone off the street for a fraction of the price. So that is what helped them become such a big name first. Yet, they are huge in terms of the fashion industry and the community of designers of all different walks of life and different nationalities. The Mood Guide to Fabric really focuses on how to design with the fabric in mind first, as it can make or break the quality of what you're trying to do. And remember, not all fabrics are created equally. They've been designed with different purposes in mind. So to kind of give an idea of this, think of different styles of garments or interior design as different medias of art. You have painting, and then you also have performance art. These are two very different forms of art, but they're still art, and a lot of the same concepts and ideas can be used in this, and a lot of skill. So creating formal wear, like a ball gown, is going to require a totally different set of materials and skills than something like upholstering furniture, yet they both involve textiles and some serious skill to create them. A lot of thought has been put into the use and experience that a person will have with this project or this object. It quickly dives into the differences between knits and woven fabrics, what grain line is, which are the X and Y axes of a woven fabric, shrinkage and care, how to design with yardage and one-way fabric in mind. So think of like a plaid fabric. If you were going to make this suit by Vivienne Westwood and you wanted to match up the lines of the plaid, you would need a lot of extra fabric in order to do that. It also features a chapter about sustainability in fashion, featuring environmental concerns of chemical dyes, fast fashion, the economic impact of that in other economies, and what it means basically just to try to design with sustainability in mind. And you're putting quality over quantity. So the bulk of the book focuses on the fibers themselves and is broken down into section according to fabric and fiber. So we've got cotton, linen, and hemp. These are natural fibers and they're the easiest to work with. Then we have wool, then we have knits. It's the most common fabric that we find in clothes nowadays, yet a little bit more tricky to construct with. Then there's silk. It's very versatile and more advanced to work with. And lace, as seen here in this bridal look. Metallic fabric, which is used in performance and dance wear. Then we have denim. Everybody's seen that and probably worn it. And then there's leather, faux fur, and fur. These are more advanced. And my personal favorite are the tech fabrics. These are designed to resist stains or liquid, conduct electrical signals, or like this one, the donut print, it blocks UV light, so you're able to like protect the skin, and it's imparted with aloe vera microcapsules that can help the skin stay soft. This would be perfect for swimwear. So basically, this book is a tome of information on textiles that can really help you learn without having to buy any fabric at all. If you're considering a career in fashion design, sourcing or production, textile design, interior design, or even fashion illustration, this book is basically an intro to courses you would take in college-level textile design programs. So it's really valuable. There's a lot of information in this book. You can learn more about this on Mood Fabrics website at moodfabrics.com, or check out this book through the library's curbside service. Thanks for listening. See you later.
Materials needed for this workshop are scissors, a plastic straw, a plastic bottle, metal straw, and some tape. Creating a hole in the bottle cap will be necessary for adding the metal straw. Use caution when using tools like hammers and screwdrivers. The straw will be the base of your rocket. Cut your straw into 1/3. Using the 3 pieces of tape, you will now assemble your rocket. Use the first piece of tape and apply to the straw at a 45-degree angle. Work your way up. This is to seal off one end of the straw to keep air pressure from going out. It will also serve as the tip. Using the second piece of tape to serve as a wing, place your straw directly in the middle. Take the other piece of tape and go ahead and apply it as well to the middle to seal off the wings. You have now assembled a standard rocket. The bottle will be used to launch the rocket. Fasten the cap onto the bottle. Insert the metal straw. And use the tape to secure the straw so that there are no air leaks. If the rocket does not fit loosely onto the metal straw, you will need to take the scissors and make 2 incisions. The rocket should fit on the metal straw, like so. When launching the rocket, make sure the metal straw is facing up and apply pressure with both hands. Try assembling different variations of your rocket to see if you can get different results.
Hey everybody, I'm Keach Rainwater, your guest mentor for Studio NPL, back with another tip on filmmaking. And today we're going to talk about lenses, okay? Sometimes there's a little bit of mystery about lenses that people don't seem to understand, and I'm going to try and clear that up the best I can today. Okay, so really when you're talking about in the world of filmmaking, there's 2 kinds of lenses. There's zoom lenses, which is like this one here. That's where you have the lens and you can go really wide, like a wide shot, and you can zoom in and get really close on a subject and zoom back out. That's all fine and good, and those are great for like running and gunning and stuff, but one of the problems with zoom lenses is that there's a lot of glass in there, and there's 2 problems with that. One is quality. Sometimes if you get a lot of glass in a lens, the detail, the amount of detail that you want to get out of your shot is kind of softened a little bit because there's so much glass in these zoom lenses. And then the other kind of the other kind of lens that we're going to talk about is a prime. A prime lens means that it's a set focal length. In other words, there's a whole set of primes here. I have a whole set of them. There's supposed to be 6 of them, but I think my other one's on another camera. But here's a set of 6. So we've got like an 8mm, a 9.5, a 12, there's 16, a 25, and a 50. So that's kind of like the same as a zoom lens. So a zoom lens will run through all those numbers starting with the lowest, like the 8, let's say 8, and then you zoom in a little further and it would be a 9.5, and then you zoom in a little further and it would be, but the problem is the light level coming in. You lose a lot of light with these zoom lenses. So one of the cool things about primes is they work at a very low f-stop. So if you are, for instance, shooting at night, or you're shooting in a room that's a little bit darker and you need that light, you need to be able to open that lens up, a prime will let you do that. Will let you open up the lens to a really, really low light setting. And also the quality is better on a lens. If you want to get detail of somebody's face or some really, really fine detail of a subject, you get better quality with the prime than you do with the zoom. Now zooms are great for running and gunning, and if you're short on time, you've got plenty of light, like say you're outside or something, and you want to be able to change the focal length really quickly without having to switch the lens. then a zoom lens is the way to go. But if you're in a low light situation and you are you need the quality and you have a little bit of extra time to change out the lens, then primes are the way to go. You know, prime lenses. But like I said, they are all, basically every prime lens has a set focal length that it is. It's either really zoomed in really far and it stays that way, or it's a medium, or it's a really wide lens. So hopefully that sort of demystifies a little bit about lenses. And when you go to shoot your next film, you'll hopefully get to choose whether you want to use a prime or a zoom, and you'll know what that means and what the quality implications are to that. So anyway, this is Keach Rainwater. I am your guest mentor today on Studio NPL, and we'll see you next time.
In this video, I'm going to show you how I made a papier-mâché owl. First, I found a photo for reference. I then made a sketch of all the pieces I would need to construct my armature. To make this armature, I used cardboard, paper, and tape. I drew the shapes I needed on the cardboard before cutting them out. I then built the stump that I wanted the owl to sit atop. To create the body of the owl, I taped crumpled up pieces of paper to the cardboard I cut out. I did this until it was fat enough on both sides. Then I taped the head, body, and stump together. Then I added the wings and feet. After taping it together with masking tape, I was ready for the papier-mâché clay. I used a recipe from ultimatepapermache.com. It requires 1.5 cups of damp toilet paper, 1 cup joint compound, and 3/4 cup of glue all. First, I soaked the toilet paper in hot water. Then I dried it out and measured it. Then I added the joint compound and glue and mixed it up. Then I spread a layer of the clay on my armature. I added texture for the feathers using the butt of my spreading knife. After letting it dry overnight, it was time to paint. And that's it. Papier-mâché owl.
Hey guys, guys, Jessie here. I just wanted to remind everyone we are deep into the summer challenge-ness of the year. Summer challenge, what is that, you ask? Well, that makes my heart hurt just a little bit, because why don't you know that summer challenge is reading, and gathering points to earn prizes. So in Nashville, we're all about everyone reading as much as possible. What is reading, you ask? I'm really glad you asked me that. It's listening to audiobooks. It's reading stuff online. It's reading magazines. It's reading comic books. It's reading the side of a box of cereal. It is. Reading is reading, people. Listening, that's also reading if it's a book, okay? Now podcast, we can't really go there, all right? Like, there's a line and you've crossed it if you start doing the podcasting as your audiobook, but that's okay. You can come back to the summer challenge-ness of things. So, summer challenge at the library, so much fun normally. This year, it's fun, not so much fun. But we do have really fun prizes this year. If you're like me and you love the squishies, and you just want to squish and then go, oh, slow rise, it's so awesome, then we got your back. This year, for every 20 minutes you read, you mark down, right? You go to our website, Nashville Public Library. You can Google it, or it's library.nashville.org. And go to our website and sign up for Summer Challenge. Once you've accrued enough points, you can grab hold of some of our cool prizes. We have these awesome color-changing balls. Yes, right? What? There's like something very pleasing about that. Now, they definitely are not slow rise. I should have amended that. They're not slow rise balls, but they're color changing balls, which is really fun. And also, since you have to stand 6 feet apart from people, you can pelt people you love without having to yell across the room. And then they can pelt you back with love. Because we only throw balls outside and in our homes when our parents aren't watching. That way, you don't have to move across the room or get close to them. So you can get a ball. Also, fun times. Taco Mama, you get $5 off your next visit. We're all doing takeout right now, right? Like, lots of takeout. So who doesn't love tacos? $5 off your next visit of tacos. Also, coupons valid for 1 admission to Centennial Sportsplex or Wave Country. Fun times. We also, and you guys, this is so fun. We have admission to the Parthenon. If you haven't been, if you're like a serious local, you have been here your whole life and you're like, that, what? No, come on, get real. Parthenon is actually really cool. First of all, I've been to the actual Parthenon. Ours is nicer. The British didn't loot it, so that's a win. Yay. But also, if you go down into the beginning part and you actually read some of the things that used to happen in Nashville, some interesting things happened at fairs that I think are worth reading for everyone, and you may be inspired as well. Some really interesting things that would not maybe happen right now. So you should go read. These Parthenon tickets, solid gold. The other guys, awesome sauce. Color-changing balls. So all you have to do, log your points online, call the library, say, hey, I want to pick up my prizes. And they'll say, hey, come at this time and we'll bring them to your car and put them in the trunk and you're good to go. So, summer challenge it up, everybody. Hope to see you soon. Bye.